Yep, there we go. Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Once Upon a Game, where we're playing Ben Robbins' Follow RPG. We just created our characters and done everything like that, and we're going to get ready to actually begin play, which we're super excited. We're going to do a quick little recap about what we've done so far, in case you're just joining us. So we are doing the mission in Follow. Oh, well, let me start from the top. Follow is a game about a group trying to do something. Like they're trying to accomplish some sort of goal. And the playbook that we chose is Rebellion. And we're flavoring it that we are a group of dwarves who are trying to wrestle our home back from a dragon who has taken it over. We've come up with that our dragon is named Thenazir. And Thenazir has this sort of like sickly necrotic breath or something like that can like steal people's souls and also can like mentally like spy on people like through their brain, and apparently being too close to this dragon can like steal your soul and you end up like just being like a shallow person kind of just like a slave, a hollow person to this dragon. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Not doesn't say my mic's muted. I don't know. I think we're fine. So let's start doing. Let's describe a little bit of how play is going to work in our game, and then we can begin. So, to complete the quest, our fellowship will face 3 challenges. We won't know what challenges will confront us at the start. We'll only know as they arise. Each challenge is something we need to do to get closer to our goal. When a player picks a challenge, they establish that is the next important step that we need to take on our quest. If we succeed, we get closer to victory. If we fail, or ignore, or refuse the challenge, it doesn't mean the quest immediately fails, but it just makes it harder for us to succeed in the end. So, the third challenge is different though. It decides the outcome of the entire quest. When you pick that third challenge, you're saying that after everything that has happened, the final task is what we must do to succeed in our quest. It will be the make or break moment of our game. During each round, we're going to take turns playing scenes to see what the Fellowship does to overcome this challenge. We'll use these scenes to lay the groundwork and put our plans in motion. We'll explore our characters and why they're here, but we won't find out if we actually succeed this challenge until the very, very end of the game. Alright? We may think things are going well or poorly, but we won't learn the outcome until we get to the climax. And when we get to the end of the third challenge and decide the entire quest of successes or failures, the first 2 challenges actually come into play there and influence our chances of victory at the very end. So, who wants to begin by picking a challenge? And once again, so the challenges are listed under the Rebellion side here. So our quest is to overthrow our oppressors, and there's a list of what, like 10 or 11 or 12 challenges here. The first player will pick a challenge, and then but they will also decide how. So one player will pick the person who picks the challenge now will also then select the first main character who will be opening this challenge. They cannot select their own character or minor character, but their character could be in the scene, I believe. But the main person, the person whose main character you're actually selecting here, will be the person in charge of setting this first scene. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you want,
Yeah.
I can start and kind of give you guys a bridge to how like I know it. I mean, or if you want, Will, you've done it now. If you want to do it,
Yeah, I have an idea.
Okay, cool.
Because yeah, I always don't want to like. Part of being a facilitator is teaching the game, but also I don't want to step on everyone else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So Will, since you've played once before, you're basically an expert at this game.
Yeah, totally.
So
I think we need to sabotage infrastructure. And the infrastructure we have to sabotage are the magma floodgates.
I'm gonna write that here. Magma
I'm
floodgates.
into that.
And I'm gonna put number 1. So we gotta sabotage the magma floodgates. Okay, cool. So, you're gonna pick which main character you think would decide how to deal with this problem, but you can't pick your own character.
Okay. Let's see here. So how you pronounce your? Is it Taje? Official of the
Hi. Yeah.
Taje? Yeah, Taje probably knows the most about the magma floodgates.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Oh, are they sacred or something? The sacred gates.
Probably.
Nice. Yeah. Who do you worship? Who does Tahe worship? Or Taye?
There you go.
Like the Forge Lord.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Classic dwarf. All right.
Yeah.
Cool then. So, Taye, you're gonna be responsible for setting up this scene. This scene will be starring Taye. You can decide who else is in this scene, but once again, you're setting up a scene that helps sort of describe who we are and this current situation about the magma floodgates.
Okay. I'm reading how the play scenes thing is working, so I'm gonna say that. Of course, Taye is there because he's in it. I feel like he's in here with Ellie and I feel like Glorin is here too.
Okay, so I need somebody. I want to play Glorin.
Sure.
Golden Age, would you mind playing Ellie?
Sure. I mean, it's your character, though.
Yeah, but
Right.
I don't want to have conversations with myself if
Sure,
it should
I'll
ever
play
come up, right? So, cool. Yeah, so what are we doing? Where does the scene take place?
So the magma floodgates are what are we trying to do? We're trying to open the floodgates?
Sabotage them.
Okay.
It's sabotaging infrastructure. So somehow these magma floodgates are necessary for life.
Yeah, we might figure out why in play, right? But
Yeah. Or maybe they've been closed and we need to sabotage the dragons close them so that we can get them open.
yeah, the important thing is that Taye is the person who can get this done and the person who knows the most about how to get this done, right?
Yeah.
And everything is for supporting us. So yeah, we're gonna try to sabotage these gates. And you said we want to get them open or closed.
We're trying to open them because
Okay, cool.
they sustain our life, and when the dragon came in, one of the first things he did was like
Shut down the forges.
You shut these down so they don't have control of themselves, so that I can provide like life for them in some other way.
Sure. Okay.
Like maybe he's giving us food, or just from outside, or something like that,
Yeah. Okay.
or from underground. Yeah, it's from underground.
Oh yeah, we have to eat of the dragon's flesh. Goes to only food, and it
Yeah.
makes us subservient to him.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, cool.
That's weird. Okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. All right. So,
Yes, what kind of planner is Ellie? It's like a city planner, or just
I
Like-
was thinking like a fixer.
like a fixer?
Like I thought that planet, like she has like the schemes to do this, right?
Okay.
Whatever the scheme is, or maybe it's a piece of technology, maybe it's like an artifact, or maybe it's just like the blueprints to something, like, or maybe she just knows the person that we need to, right? Whatever. Feel free to go that whatever direction you want with her.
Sure, I just wanted to
Figure
know
out.
what kind of
Yeah.
planner, because it's kind of a vague word.
I know. Yeah, totally. Okay. So
Yeah.
where are we? Where are we at?
I feel like we're in front of like there where we would see them open up, or at least that's where Ty is at, and we're seeing Ellie go in to kind of find where the dragon has blocked them, what he's blocked them with, and then Ty can be out here and find dwarves to go in there to give Ellie what she needs.
Yeah. So I mean, where are we physically? Where is this scene physically?
At the floodgates.
Okay. Are we like on
Like in
top
front
of
of
the
them?
flood? Where are we?
In front of them.
Okay. So what do they look like? Are they just like these massive?
There's two of them on both sides, and then there's a place where you can stand in the middle and not just get scorched by lava.
Okay. So,
That's just hot, but not, melt your flesh.
okay. So I guess all right. Then I'm gonna start with I think Glorin Glorin looks to Taye, wondering what to do, and says, "Priest, you better look. I've already put my life
He's
on the
official.
line."
He's
Yeah.
the official.
Oh yeah, Ty's the official. Whatever. So
Yeah.
official.
He'd probably be like
I
Lawrence
put.
Taylor or something like
Anyways.
that.
Anyways. The point was that Glorin is like, I put my life on the line to get you guys in here so far. What do we need to do now? Like, you've been keeping a tight lip. What do we need to do?
Find the blockage inside. Maybe he doesn't. Would he know? Yeah, he probably doesn't know how the floodgates, like how to get into them or anything, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he does.
Is that why you brought Ellie? Because Ellie will be able to find out what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess Ellie, you probably say something like, ask what we brought Ellie for, she's going to tell us in a second, just wait. And Ellie, climbs up with, some climbing gear, she's got the hooks and her ropes, and she's climbing up, next to the floodgates. And it's very dangerous because, of course, there are guards and stuff. And the floodgates are these massive blocks of granite that are covered in old, dwarven engravings. And she gets up next to, where the controls are supposed to be, according to her blueprints. And she looks in at, the massive, mechanisms that are inside the stone block. There's, this
They're inside
access
the gates.
port you
Yeah.
can pull off. And when she does, she just sees these coiling mists of black necrotic energy, just pulsing inside of the floodgate. And I think these necrotic energy serpents, now that they've been let out of the floodgate, some of them try and grab her, and she falls down, off of the cliffside, right next to you guys. But she doesn't die because she had the safety harness.
Yeah. Well, I think no. Glorin grabs her, as she's falling off, right? One arm. It's like,
Yeah,
what
sure.
did you do? And I pull you up, and I immediately rush in to confront the serpents, and I'm like, oh no, not these things. And I think you see Glorin. Maybe you guys aren't in the room yet, but or maybe you come in afterwards. But Glorin closes his eyes, and he kind of he doesn't consume. He absorbs the serpents and says I can't hold them for long, and he keeps them in his soul. And maybe you see his eyes go reptilian or cloudy. He's like, I can't hold them for long. Do what you must be done. Maybe that's where we end the scene.
Yeah, 'cause we have to roll to see if
I think Taye is shouting behind you, Glorin, this is what must be done. This is your duty. I'm just trying to give you that encouragement.
Yes, Master Taye. And
yeah, we can end this scene there, and because we can't resolve open
no.
sabotaging yet.
No, because we're supposed. So let me read the part about playing to see what happens. And for this game, if you're in a scene, you say what your character does, says, or thinks. We play and see what happens, and we end each scene when it feels like we made our point earlier rather than later. No matter how well or badly things are going, no one is allowed to actually describe our fellowship definitely succeeding or failing at the challenge yet. So we won't know if we open the floodgates successfully or get away with it successfully, right, until after all the scenes have been played. So each player character controls the fate of their characters unless the rules say otherwise. But if you want to do something to another character, describe the action and your intended effect, and that player controlling the character will decide the outcome. So for that instance, we did exactly what Will just showed. Will was playing my minor character, and this is also just an explanation to TV Land. You know, Will was playing Ellie, and you described Ellie falling, and it's like, well, then I just get to decide the outcome, and that I wanted Ellie to survive for now. Only because my previous game of Follow, I lost both my characters, so I'm not dying first. God damn it. Anyways, maybe I will. I don't know. So, yeah.
Maybe you will.
Cool. So that was Adam. So Adam, that was your scene. Now now it rotates around clockwise. So now it actually goes over to Will. Now it's your turn to set the next scene.
I think Andeg and Lauren are there, and
where?
I think Bellin is there too because I want to play my character, and we're gonna say we're in whoever Andeg makes their church, that we're trying to exorcise the serpents.
Oh, so we're past that point and we're now in a church?
Yeah, maybe
where are we chronologically?
We're not that far in the future.
Okay.
We do take Lauren and rush into the church so we can exorcise the spirits. Because there are still spirits. There are still these more necrotic serpents inside the floodgates, so we have to exorcise them from the floodgates before we can open them. So we're going to start by exorcising the serpents from Lauren.
Okay. To test how to exorcise them out of the other things. Okay. Okay. Andeg, do what must be done.
Are you asking me something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You both talked at the same time, and then all I heard was
Oh. No, yeah, Andeg, Glorin closes his eyes, and and it's he's clearly he's normally a pale dwarf, bold and scarred from being a servant, a laborer, and but you see him, he's sweating as he's keeping his eyes closed. He's like, "Come on, Andeg, do it! I can't keep them in here forever."
And Andeg has been troubled by this the entire time. You can see anger and restraint in his face. And that's a distraction for him, but he's applying his hands to your body and saying holy words at you and stuff like that. Yeah.
What is Velen doing?
Velen is writing this all down on a script of Velen.
You're watching your love suffer, and you're just writing it down?
Yep. They're writing down the epic of the person I love.
Oh, okay. And how I'm stoically holding back these things?
Oh, yeah. Well, you don't get to read it, but it's...
Oh, no. Okay.
And Lauren bravely...
No, I'm Velen, for fuck's sakes! Put down that book! I need your help! There'd be nothing to... Velen, stop writing her obituary and start helping me.
I guess Velen puts down the vellum, and Velen's really skinny for a dwarf, and takes Glorin's hand. I'm here for you, Glorin.
Good, yeah. You take my cold, clammy hand, and and I'm I don't know what to do with these serpents. I don't know how to excise them. I'm willing to do whatever needs to get done, but where do they go? I need the help from Andeg, right?
And Andeg just wishes you two would stop arguing at each other, because this requires a lot of concentration, because I'm not speaking everyday Dwarven. I'm speaking a language I learned at the age of 20. And I'm trying to like really concentrate on speaking this form of Dwarven that hasn't been used since the days of creation and stuff like that.
That makes sense. Yeah.
This is just like really taxing, and I wish you wouldn't do it. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then we probably stop bickering and let you finish.
Yeah.
Is that the scene, or should we see what happens?
I think it is. That was sounding like it was the scene.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the final scene?
No, I get to go.
That's what I said. What's the final scene?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you said that was the final scene.
No.
My B. Okay. Yeah. So I think this will be a scene. Oh boy. I think Glorin. I think Glorin has to be. So the consequences of the last thing to like expunge the serpents was unsuccessful. But the silver lining to that is that Glorin is now sort of like a vessel to hold spirits, and I can hold more. Like I can't get rid of them, but I can hold more of them. So the plan is to use me as sort of like a battery or like a capacitor and get charged by these things so you guys can finish your job. So I think what happens is we sneak back through like the vent ducts and sort of like unused magma tunnels since they've been closed off. And we sneak into the fortress again that has the magma floodgates, the control panel. I don't know, whatever the central place system would be, and I think I think we need I need Ondeg there, and I also need the doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, and what. I guess I need... No, I'm sorry. I guess I probably need... I need the doctor and Taye, probably, because Taye knows the systems. Cool. So, I think we're like... Yeah, we got past the guards right now. We're undetected. And I need to ask... And like, we're, like, in this room, and there's all these... And, like, clearly, if we start beginning to mess with all this stuff, there will be snakes and all that kind of stuff. So I tell Taye, and I go, "Are you?" I'm scared.
And Taye is curious about this because he was under the presumption that he has like preconceptions and stereotypes about you from being like a soulless person, because he thinks, oh, you don't have a soul, you can't be scared because you don't have something to lose after you die. You're just like a mind and a body. So he's like puzzled why you feel fear, and to like combat those feelings, he just like claps you on the shoulder and says, "It will be fine. The Father guides us. The Father protects us."
There's no father for me. I'm a hollow.
Yes. You see the doctor like holding this.
You have a point.
You are hollow. You are becoming more hollow by the second.
Just because, once again, I'm still probably like sweating and stuff. I'm like, just because I'm hollow doesn't mean I'm heartless.
And I'm looking at the doctor.
If I'm to die, I want my death to mean something.
Yeah, I'm looking at the doctor, and
I want to strike at the dragon that took my soul.
And I'm just looking at the two of you, and I'm saying, Glorin will be the one who saves us. The Father will protect him so that he can save us.
Perhaps there is another way to help Glorin after he does his task for us.
Let's worry about that after we fix the floodgates, and I think that's probably the scene where we go to do our challenge now. So this is how we do challenges. So the climax now is that we're going to be opening those panels, and I'm going to be subsuming all those snakes, right? And because we don't have, because we're not playing in real life and we don't have tokens, what we're going to do is we're going to do a die roll to do this stuff. So the way this is going to work is that if you're familiar with Fiasco or any other, and if you're not, we're going to be drawing from a pool of good and bad outcomes, and we're going to be drawing 4 times, and that's either going to be good bad, good good, bad good, bad bad, right? And that's sort of going to tell us the story and help color the picture of our challenge and how it gets resolved. But in order to determine how we get to those 4 outcomes, we have to do these certain steps here. So we start with a white and red in our pool. Once again, white is good, red is bad. So white, red, and now if you're this is where the options start coming into play. So okay, guys, if your main character is unhappy about the path the Fellowship is taken, hold one redstone. If your main character actually wants the quest to fail, hold 2 redstones. Otherwise, hold no stones. And how we're going to do this online is that we're going to use the chat box. Alright? That's going to be the example of like us silently bidding and holding how many tokens we have in our hands. Alright, so your possible options are 0, 1, or 2. And once again, red stones indicate failure or loss or bad things to happen. And we're answering this question based on what our main character thinks. Okay? So if our main character is unhappy, then we follow up here. Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to give us 4 seconds to come up with how many redstones we want our main characters to have. So 4, 3, go ahead and like pre-write it, and then when I get to 1, and then I'm going to say enter, and then we're going to enter it, okay? So
yeah, and we're typing this in Zoom?
No, we're typing this into Roll20.
Okay, cool.
4, 3, 2, 1, enter. 1. Alright.
Well, your character doesn't want to succeed, or isn't happy about the way it's going?
He isn't happy about the way it's going, but he does want it to succeed.
Okay.
So you did put it in a stone, though. Why does Ondeg... what is it about Ondeg that he doesn't... He's not agreeing with the direction the Fellowship is going?
I think he's just unhappy. Like, this is not like him being selfless at all. He's being very selfish about this, and he's just unhappy that we're using soulless people at all. Even though it's what must be done.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, he has some imaginary like solution where we get everybody together and pray to the Father together, and it all works out somehow. That's not gonna be.
He's like idealistic and doesn't realize what this is actually. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So now here's the next step, guys. In a very similar way, we're gonna do that countdown and stuff. But this is what's at stake. As a player, so us as players, not as our characters. As a player, do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? And here's our options. 1 for white, 2 for red. Okay, so white is yes, red is no. So 1 yes, 2 no. So we're gonna decide secretly here. So once again, 1 yes, 2 no. Do you think the Fellowship did what was necessary to succeed at the challenge? I'm going to do a 4-second countdown, and then I'm going to say enter, and then we're going to press enter and reveal. Okay? So,
Cool.
4, 3, 2, 1, enter. Awesome. So we got a bunch of white tokens.
Yeah, I thought it would be unanimous because...
Cool. So we have a 2/3 chance of getting a white token. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll a die with the distributed odds of, the weighted odds of white versus red here. So 1 to 6. Our first one is 3, which is a red token.
Of course.
Right. So I'm going to strike out the red token here. And now we're, because you've removed, this is simulating removing the token from the bag. But now it's a D5. A 2, a red. Are you fucking serious? Wow.
It's really bad.
Wow, guys.
Screwed. Totally screwed.
Holy shit. So we got red for our first challenge. This is bad. And this is actually the worst possible outcome you could get in the game.
It is.
So what this means, mechanically, when you get red, is that the challenge was not only lost, but a character was betrayed by the Fellowship and is lost. Well, I feel like that has to be maybe Glorin.
I feel like it does too.
Stones are shown in the order that they were drawn. The first stone tells us how close the outcome was. The second stone determines if we won or lost. When you lose characters, they're out of the game. They may die, quit, or be kicked out of the Fellowship. It could be bad luck or noble sacrifice. But however you want to describe it, they're gone. Betrayal must be a conscious decision by the betrayer, which side is being betrayed and which one doesn't. So obviously, it's Glorin. Glorin gets consumed with these snakes or whatever, and now works for the dragon, right? He's like, you fools! Yeah, you were betrayed, right?
But who betrayed him?
Glorin did. Glorin betrays you guys.
All of us?
Yeah. Because I think what happens is he takes all these snakes, and I think the dragon takes notice and basically, like, takes him over.
Okay.
Like, he's like, he couldn't handle all those snakes. So, what happens to you guys? What happens to the Fellowship? How do they get out and that kind of stuff? Do you guys have to, like, flee?
I mean, obviously we have to flee. Like, we tried to open the floodgates, and then we failed.
Okay.
I guess we had to flee somewhere the dragon wouldn't expect. So perhaps now we're actually hiding, like, in the dragon port.
Well, we'll have to figure that out for this next part here. So now we start another challenge.
Okay.
So the first challenge was laid out by Will. So then it comes to me for this challenge. We need to... I was going to say cut the supply lines. But, instead, I think we're going to do establishing cells across the nation. So what we need to do is we need to rally support for our rebellion. We can't have another betrayal, so we need to have more people. We have to do something to get people to notice that we are serious about getting rid of the dragon, and we shouldn't be laughed out and that kind of stuff. So, we need like a symbolic victory, if you would. So, I think this is going to need Taye or Andeg. Since they're like the government officials, I feel like they need to be the people who are most visible on this. And they're the most competent to see it happen, so they get to start the first scene. Okay. Adam or Will, do you guys have a recommendation between Taye and Andeg? No, you know what? I'm sorry. Fuck that. It's Velen. It's Velen because he's writing the the chronicle thing, right? And
Yeah.
now Velen lost his love, right? So he's probably pissed.
Oh yeah.
And now he's like going to like inspire people around. So he's going to be the person who makes this first scene, right? So this challenge, once again, is to rally the people to our cause. Okay, and we need Velen to do it.
All right, so we're gonna have Ellie, Andig, and Velen in this scene. The scene is in a cave full of glittering gold, and the souls of the departed. And Velen's scheme is that if we can return some of the souls to the souls, then we might have a chance to earn the people's support.
So where are we?
We're in a cave filled with treasure and ghosts.
Ghosts?
Ghosts.
Are they good or bad ghosts?
They're dwarf souls.
Oh, they're dwarven souls.
Yeah.
Oh, does the dragon collect them?
I mean, obviously.
Ah, we're in like the horde. Okay. So Ellie's like, okay, well, I normally plan things, but I don't know enough. What do I do? What can we do to convince people to get on our side?
Adam's like, well, if we return the souls to people, they'll know that we have their best intentions at heart.
And if we restore their soul, we can restore their will to fight.
Yeah, I need your help to decide whose souls to return. Like, if we just, give back souls to people that nobody knows about, nobody will notice. But if we return the soul of people that are important, that everybody loves, then maybe.
Perhaps it is I who should be helping you in this, Bard. You're the one who knows the tales and chronicles of the families long ago lost since the dragon.
And Valen looks like kind of nervous at that. Yeah, totally.
Don't you want to... What's the matter? Don't you want to be brave?
That's not about... Listen, can you keep a secret?
Of course. This is the symbol for trust, right? Of course.
Yeah, sure. And Valen's like, I'm not from Goldmire. I am a bard from another land that was trapped here with the dwarves, and I've been pretending.
The stories of stories of a different people.
Yes, I don't really know how things were here before the dragon came.
I know. Okay, well, I don't know it. I don't know these. I don't know who to do this. I don't know if I'm the best person to do this, right? But I know the person who would be the best to do this, right?
Okay.
But they may need convincing, and they may need to believe in our cause. We may have to convince them. It's obviously got to be a historian at the old college, whatever dwarven college we have.
Okay.
Let me come up with a name. This dwarf's name is... Yalder. Yalder the Elder. Because why not? Okay. So we have to go meet Yalder the Elder and he can tell us what souls are important. Well, if he trusts us, right? So I think that might be our scene.
Yeah, sure.
Normally, yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna stop doing that. It's up to the person who sets the scene to determine when it ends.
No, it's fine. I can end here. But I'm gonna. Is it okay if Balaam isn't even a dwarf?
If Velen what?
Isn't even a dwarf.
Well, that'd have been pretty obvious he wasn't a dwarf, but
But you've been disguising himself or herself as a dwarf. You don't even know what their gender is.
that's true. I'm cool with it. If that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you guys were okay with it.
Is he just like a really squat human?
He's a halfling.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, okay. So that was your scene. Or,
Yeah.
So it's to me.
Yep.
We have to rally people to our cause. Alright, so this will be the scene, in the, obviously, we are in a huge library, but the library's shelves are all, like, cobwebbed over and dusty and stuff like that. But there's still, like, a few, like, drone people in robes that kind of just, like, walk the halls, never looking at books. Perhaps there's some, like, books left in stacks of desks and stuff, and there are, like, candlesticks and such, that have just never been opened. It's been left the same way that it's been since the attack of the dragon. But behind, the camera zooms in to a bookshelf, and then it sees like the bookshelf like slide over, and we're like in like an alcove behind a bookshelf and like a secret room. And he's shaking his head. He's like, no. This is far too risky. It's risky enough that I even took audience with you guys. After the magma floodgates, the dragon has been ferociously looking for spies and conspirators. No. Oh, and I have to set who's in the scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Velen needs to be in the scene. Because Velen is the more inspirational person. But then we also need a person of the bardic people who can rally to their cause too. I think it's going to be Ondeg, the Forge Father, right? So it's both of you. Yeah. So, yeah, and then the scene picks up right where I just said it did. Like, he's refusing to help you guys.
Okay.
So he's going to need convincing. He's saying it's too dangerous.
Balaam says, "Old elder, great elder, the souls that we can return, if we try and do this without your help, it will be random and chaotic. But we will do it nonetheless. We come to you for your help so that we know which souls should be returned, which ones are noble and great, and not which ones are consumed by lust for gold and easily swayed by the dragon."
You fool! You do not know what you're dealing with these souls. These are dwarven souls. These are souls of both proud and greedy individuals. If you choose at random, you could doom us all.
But I will choose with or without your help. So make up your mind.
You're insane! This is insanity! Well, I can't let this home. I can't let our home be ruined completely. There is a chance this would help. Damn it. You're a crazy person. He doesn't want to help you, but like, yeah, you're literally being like a terrorist.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm going to do it.
It's
Yeah,
like-
either way.
You would risk the entire destruction of the mountain home.
Do you really think
You would
that
risk.
dwarves act better with all souls?
You don't understand what's at stake. The destruction of Goldmire. The mountain would come down on this place with the dragon's fury. If you release these souls, if you're not careful.
So the dragon will be afraid, but no one has dared to act against it.
The dragon fears nothing.
The dragon fears the loss of its lord. It's so covetous that just the very idea that it might lose something.
This would be a minor setback to it, the dragon.
We shall see. Now,
In all of the
It'd be
history
the
books, there's
concept.
been in all the history books, there's been no creature as powerful as Thenizir. We are doomed. This is doomed to failure. This is dwarven folly. This is madness. But if you are to do it, it might as well be done correctly. And
yes.
I think that might be the scene where you convinced him to do it.
Okay, great.
Cool. All right. Cool.
So that was
Yeah, so
Skyrim?
the problem here is that Dark Lavender has some sort of firework display going on near his house.
Listen to this shit.
They,
Nah.
Do you live in a combat zone?
Fucking apparently.
That's so obnoxious. All right. Well, anyways, then I'll tell you what. Then, how long has it been going on? Because if you want, then we can do a quick break, and maybe I'll come back.
Yeah, let's maybe go to break and hope it stops.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And we'll come back and we'll finish the second scene and
They'll
wrap this up.
eventually run out of fireworks.
Yeah.
They will.
Okay, that's so funny. I mean, it's so tragically funny, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
This
guys.
happens all the time. I'm like, I'm going to play a role-playing game, and then it's like, what the fuck is that noise? That's the most awful thing I've ever heard. This happens all the time, and I hate it. It's my worst moment ever.
No. All right.
Alright.
Yep. Yeah, that's cool, man. Anyways, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. So see you then.